and welcome to Tween Tuesday. I'm Miss Cindy from the South Brunswick Public Library. So, since spring is coming pretty soon, I decided that I wanted to make something kind of happy, something kind of bouncy, something that would get me really excited. So what I decided to go for is a fluffy pink bubblegum slime. Obviously, it is only bubblegummy because it's such a bright pink color, and you don't have to make it that bright pink color. But the color seemed really appropriate for me now that I am really hoping that the weather is going to start warming up and hopefully melt all this snow that we have going on, because let me tell you, it's really getting on my nerves slipping on ice every time I want to walk around outside. So, like I said, we're going to make a fluffy bubblegum slime. You can make it obviously any color you want. You can call it whatever you want, but we're going to make it nice and fluffy. It's going to be soft, it's going to be comforting, and it's going to be fun to play with. So without further ado, let's just get to it. Okay, everybody, we are going to start on our fluffy bubblegum slime. Let me show you what you're going to need. You're going to need white glue, shaving cream, paint or food coloring, saline solution, baking soda, and water. If you guys take a look, you'll see that this is glue-all and not actually regular glue. I made a mistake when I was buying it, so now this is the only glue that I have. And as I'm filming this, it's actually snowing a lot and I haven't had the chance to go get glue. So, for this recipe, I am not going to be using cornstarch, because in the regular recipe, you would add a little bit of cornstarch, and I'll let you know how much, to make it a little bit stiffer, to make the glue a little bit stronger. But we don't need to do that since this is already a stronger version of regular glue. So once it gets time in the recipe to add the cornstarch, I will let you know, and you can go ahead and add it, but obviously I will not be. So first I'm going to get all this out of the way and get my big bowl. One optional thing that you might want to have on hand is baby oil. I'm going to use this to coat my hands and keep them from getting as sticky as they could be, because this is a very sticky slime. So I've got my bowl here, and the first thing we're going to add is 2/3 of a cup of the glue. And in my case, it's glue-all. Okay, this is a 1/3 cup measurement, so that's 1/3. And this is 2/3. I spilled a little bit. That's why I like to do my work over this mat that can be easily cleaned. I'm just gonna use this chopstick to kind of push the glue out of the measuring cup. All right, I'd say this is pretty good. Next, you're going to add water. You're going to add a 1/4 cup. Quarter cup of just regular room temperature water, and we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon. I like to sprinkle it throughout so it doesn't get too clumpy. And we're going to go ahead and mix. I'm just using my chopstick. You can use a spoon, you can use a fork. You can even use your finger at this point in time if you really want. I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but even for me, this is a little bit like too messy at this point for me to be using my hands. So I don't like to. All right, once you have your mixture all set, this is where, if you're using regular glue and not glue-all like I'm using, you would add 4 teaspoons of cornstarch, which again, I'm not going to be using because I'm using glue-all instead of regular glue because I didn't pay enough attention. Okay, now is the fun part where we add maybe 2 to 3 cups of shaving cream. Make sure it's not the shaving gel, the kind that you rub and then it turns into a foam. No, you want the kind that comes out as a foam. I'm not going to bother to measure it. I'm just going to eyeball. Give it a shake. That's about 1 cup. That's about 2. That's about 3. You can always add more if you want it to be fluffier. Just start with the 3 big dollops, I'd say. And for this, you want to mix a little more gently. You don't want to deflate the shaving cream. The reason that it's fluffy is that it's got all these microscopic air bubbles trapped in it, basically. So you don't want to pop those bubbles. You want to pop them while you're playing with it, sure, but you don't want to pop them ahead of time. That gets rid of all the fluff and half the fun. So just gentle mixing. Okay, before I go ahead and add more, I'm actually going to add some of my food coloring. So like I said, you could add paint or you could add food coloring. You could add both, whatever works best for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of both. So let's say first some paint and then a few drops of food coloring. The color is possibly going to come out a little darker than I want it, which is fine for right now because, again, don't forget, I am adding more shaving cream to this. So it's going to lighten up considerably once I add more of the white fluffy cream. So again, all right, I think that's good for now. Now I'm going to add more shaving cream. I don't want to mix it too much, so just going to leave that for now. And now we're going to add our saline solution. I'm using this kind and this brand specifically because I want to make sure that the ingredients in there are going to make the slime that I want it to. We want it to react to the glue. So this is the Target brand saline solution for sensitive eyes. You don't have to use this brand. You just want to make sure that whatever you are using has this ingredient in it, sodium borate. All right, altogether it's going to be about 1.5 teaspoons, but I don't want to add it all at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out a tablespoon, and put it in just like a small cup so I can dole it out in smaller measures. You might not even use up all of it necessarily, but I like to have it kind of pre-measured to start. So I'm going to do about half of it. And start mixing. And start mixing with my chopstick. You might end up needing more, or you might end up needing less, but don't add it all at once, basically is what I'm trying to say. You can see that it's already starting to stick together. Don't get impatient and add all of it at once or add it and then, 1 minute later add more. You want to give it at least a few minutes of kneading and mixing because the kneading and the mixing will help the slime firm up a bit. Okay. Still not the rest of it. I'm going to mix. And it's getting a lot tougher to mix with just the chopstick. So this is about the point where I'm going to coat my hands in baby oil, take off my rings, and go ahead and start going in. Actually, I already took off my ring because I knew this was going to be messy. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and give my hand a good coating of baby oil and just start going for it. I'm going to knead it still in the bowl. I'm not taking it out yet, not for quite a bit. But I do like to kind of flip it so that I can still play with it. And I just take it and I just it's just basically playing with it, but in the bowl. I take it, I squeeze it, I mix. Now this is very sticky and very messy, so just keep that in mind. If you really, really just do not like to touch the slime, like to get messy, like to get dirty, one thing that you can do is put this in kind of like a giant, maybe gallon-sized sandwich bag, or, you know, freezer bag, storage bag, anything like that. And then close it up really well because you don't want it to come all out. And then mix it through the bag, but mix it really well. Starting to firm up a little bit. We're just going to keep mixing. The good thing about being able to do it with your fingertips is you can kind of feel the difference in the texture once the slime starts firming up. You just keep going. All right, I'm going to knead this for a good 5 minutes, and I will see you guys then. Okay, it's been a good 5 minutes of kneading, and it has lost a lot of its stickiness. And now is just gooey and fluffy and stretchy. Still a little sticky here and there, but again, kneading is a super important part of getting the stickiness out. All right, that is it for me and this week's Tween Tuesday. I hope you guys learned a little something. I hope you guys, go out, make some fluffy slime of your own. And I hope you guys have fun. I will see you next time. Bye.